Salem tonight is working to deal with its homeless crisis. The city council just approved an ordinance that limits camping in the city. It comes after more and more people and businesses complained about homeless camps spilling out onto the sidewalks. Our Mike Benner was there for the meeting and joins us live in Salem. Mike.
Well, Laurel, as you mentioned, this ordinance limits camping, sort of like what you see across the street from us right now. But the sit-lie portion of the ordinance was dropped. And what that means is that Salem's homeless will be allowed to sit or lie on public sidewalks. That's a small victory for them. Now, this comes after an hours-long meeting in the city council chambers. As you can see, the chambers were packed with people on both sides of the homeless crisis. An overwhelming majority of people came to speak out against the ordinance that would ban camping, calling it inhumane and immoral. It appears the city council heard them. Like I mentioned, they dropped the part of the ordinance that would make it illegal for the homeless to sit or lie on public sidewalks during daylight hours, so they can still do that. What the homeless cannot do is set up permanent structures like tents or cardboard houses on public sidewalks, and they can't leave personal property unattended. While this may be tough for the homeless, others say something had to be done. Take a listen.
No one should have to clean up somebody else's waste and trash every morning. No one should. And they shouldn't have to endure expensive repairs because they chose to put their business downtown.
A lot of people don't realize how humiliating and how embarrassing it is to be sleeping on the streets at night, especially with people walking past you, looking down at you like, oh my God, is that gonna crawl up on me? You know.
All right, as you can tell there, that gentleman is homeless, and while he is relieved that the sit-lie part of this ordinance was dropped, he just doesn't know what he and his friends will do if they can't set up camps. For what it is worth, we can tell you that authorities say they will police this ordinance as compassionately as possible.